Moab, Utah. What an epic place. We just got back from our first trip to Moab, and I thought it would be interesting to do a video giving my first impressions and a few tips and tricks for other first time visitors. First things first, getting to Moab is not the easiest thing to do. Initially, I wanted to drive the 392 from Michigan, but I got to tell you, 23 hours in the Jeep did not seem appealing to me. So we decided to fly into Salt Lake City. There's quite a few direct flights from Detroit Metro into Salt Lake. We jumped in a rental car and drove down to Moab. Definitely a long first day of travel. The drive from Salt Lake to Moab is about 3 hours and 45 minutes, but again, much better than spending an entire day in the Jeep driving. Now, once you get to Moab, obviously you need a place to stay. There are plenty of hotels in the town of Moab. All of those hotels from the outside looking in appeared to be good enough for me. There's also ample opportunities for camping outside of Moab. Now, we decided to rent a VRBO condo on the south side of town, and that worked out really well for us. There are quite a few places in Moab where you can rent a Jeep or a side-by-side to run the trails. We rented our Jeep from Cliffhanger on the south side of town. The staff there was fantastic. We rented a four-door JLU Rubicon on 35s. It goes without saying that you don't want to leave this to chance. You want to make sure that you have a Jeep available for you. I can't speak for the other places, but Cliffhanger has a great website. They have an online booking tool, and I was able to reserve this JLU weeks in advance of my arrival. I heard someone once say that Moab is like Disneyland for off-roaders, and I agree. There are so many trails surrounding the town, so much to do. You can use the town as your base camp, run out in the morning, hit a few trails, come back to town in the evening, clean up, have dinner, a few drinks, get up the next day, and repeat. And there's so many other things to do. You will not be bored if you're an outdoor enthusiast. If it's your first time in Moab, like it was ours, I would suggest that you choose your trails wisely. We started off with a low-key trail. We did chicken corners via Hoorah Pass. It was a nice warm-up for us, beautiful scenery, and then we worked our way up to Fins and Things and Hell's Revenge. No matter which trail you choose, though, make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into. You understand and have a realistic understanding of your abilities as a driver and your vehicle's abilities. It could get ugly real fast if you get yourself in over your head in Moab. I would also recommend that you have a GPS or download maps onto your phone so that you're not dependent upon cell signal. A lot of these trails are in areas where you don't have cellular, and the trails and the intersections are not always well marked. Now, at some point in time, I'll do a more detailed video on Hoorah Pass, Chicken Corners, and the other trails that we ran, but the scenery on the Chicken Corners trail is just epic. Here's some drone footage that we shot at one of the pull-offs along the trail. Take your time, take a lunch, a lot of water, and just enjoy yourself. It's such a beautiful, epic place. If it's your first time to Moab, you might as well collect your Jeep Badge of Honor for the trails that you run. And some of the most well-known Badge of Honor trails are located around Moab. Pritchett Canyon, Hell's Revenge, Top of the World, Fins and Things, and more. Also, quite a few trails surrounding Moab that are not Badge of Honor trails, but are certainly worth running. Now, the footage that you're watching here is actually from Hell's Revenge, but we started with Fins and Things, and I've heard time and time again from folks in the Jeep community that Fins and Things is an easy trail, it's a boring trail, yada, yada, yada. I got to tell you, everything's relative. If you're like me and you're from the Midwest, Fins and Things is an exciting trail. It's a lot of fun. It was enough to get the adrenaline pumping. It was enough to build my confidence in not only the Jeep's abilities, but in my own abilities, and I highly recommend it. Here's some footage of just one of the steep descents on Fins and Things, and the camera does not do this justice. If you are someone who is not accustomed to rock crawling like this, these descents will be intimidating. So don't take Fins and Things for granted. It's a fun trail. It's a great confidence builder. Hell's Revenge was definitely the highlight of the trip for me. This trail is absolutely unbelievable. Certainly lived up to its reputation. My heart was pounding for the entire duration of the trail. It was surreal. One tip I will give you though, the last section of Hell's Revenge is the most technical. It is exceptionally challenging. Now, there are some bypasses, but I did tip over challenge, and I have to tell you, it was an experience. So if you run Hell's Revenge, make sure you take some time to stop, rest up, make sure that you're ready to tackle that last section because it's exceptionally technical. And if you lose focus for a moment, the results could be disastrous. I think there's a way that you can bypass the last section of Hell's Revenge, including tip over challenge, but I wanted to make sure that I ran the trail from start to finish. As I mentioned earlier in the video, at some point I'll collect my thoughts and the footage that I took on Chicken Corners, Fins and Things, and Hell's Revenge, and I'll do more detailed videos about those trails, really skewed towards tips and tricks for a first-time visitor. I will definitely be going back to Moab. I think the next trip will be a multi-week adventure. I want to drive the 392 out, maybe stop in Colorado, camp, wheel, check off a few Jeep Badge of Honor trails there, make it to Moab, do some more wheeling, and then work my way back to Michigan. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell all of your Jeep fanatic friends about the channel. Take care.